So 10 o'clock update for Hurricane Michael as it approaches the Big Bend area of the Florida Panhandle. Again, I am located in Dauphin Island, Alabama, if you follow these videos, where the blue dot is to the left of the arrow that I drew. This storm is historical. Winds of 145 miles per hour. The pressure dropped to 928 millibars. It's moving north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. This storm is going to be heavily destructive. When the pressure drops, that means it's gaining strength. If it's gaining strength, the winds are picking up. So I'll walk out the yard and show you what's going on here on the west side. October the 10th, 2018, and it is around 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And again, I am here on the north side, or the bay-facing side, of Dauphin Island, Alabama, as the Florida Panhandle, now what looks to be Panama City, is preparing for a direct impact from Hurricane Michael. Again, I am about 150 or so miles to the west of Panama City, so I am on the western side of this storm. So as you can see, there's not too much in the way of cloud cover at this point. I know that the storm has pushed off to the north-northeast, which will gradually take these clouds out of here, and probably relatively quickly. However, the wind has picked up significantly, and the tide is now coming in. So as I said yesterday, I really thought that this would be a wind event. Ooh. And I still do think this will be a tropical storm force wind event for us right here in Dauphin Island. I know that the west end of Dauphin Island, which is in that direction, is already impassable with water. I think there's about 2 feet of water on top of the road that leads to the west end. So again, this is a historic storm. This storm is going to completely change the landscape of Panama City, Apalachicola, Destin, Fort Walton Beach. It's going to be highly destructive. So again, I always love to do the weather. Thank you so much for watching as always. But I really have to tip my hat to anyone to the east of me in the Niceville, Florida, Panama City, or the center Bend area, or Big Bend area of Florida for this storm. If I'm on the western side and I already have a couple of feet of water that's coming over the top of my bulkhead, and I'm on the western side away from any significant rainfall or cloud cover, then we can rest assured that as that eye wall comes ashore near the Panama City area, it's going to be like a tornado that leaves a swath of destruction. So this is not a storm to be played with. The pressure just dropped to 929 millibars. It is almost Category 5. As always, a big shout out to Mikey in Pascagoula, Mississippi, for his forecasting this storm with me. He called this one being a game changer when it was an investigation area. So great job, Mikey, on that one. So I'm going to do a quick walk and show you what at least the water is doing around my house, and I'll show you some of the wind by gauging a couple of trees in the yard. So here we go. So again, this bulkhead to my right, which is the neighbor's yard, is generally about a foot and a half above the water. As you can see, there's water into the yard. My bulkhead here, we had added on about another foot and a half not long ago. So it's generally about 2.5 feet above the water. And as you can see, the water's coming back into the yard. I know last night I did a video where the water was well into the yard. So what happened is the tide got low. It got to its lowest point at around 8:30 this morning. So the tide is rising, and it's going to continue to rise all day long. So the way the storm is moving to the north-northeast now at about 13 miles per hour is going to inch any type of rainfall away from me. But as the storm rotates and pushes onshore, the wind may pick up here and push more water in as the tide rises. So what I'm going to look at here is wind, as it's already picking up. I'm gonna watch wind, and I'm gonna watch water. So those two things for me, I think I can pretty much rule out a big rainfall event here. But wind pushing water onto this backside or north side of the island, and then wind obviously for tree and property damage. Nothing is going to be a good comparison for what this storm is going to bring to the Florida Panhandle. So again, that is my north to Mobile. Off in that direction, over those trees, off in the distance where that oil rig is. That is where destruction is going to take place, unfortunately, for anybody there with property or belongings. I really have a lot of sympathy for all of you at this point. So again, I always enjoy doing the weather, but I never want anybody hurt and never want anybody to have any property damage. So a lot of respect to all those meteorologists there that are right in the center of this landfall, because this is something that I would only tend to let a professional team with emergency staff around that team to weather this storm out. This is going to be an absolutely ridiculously powerful storm. Panama City will be changed. If you've ever been to Panama City will change after this storm. So I have Carla back out, just so you know. I passed the camera back to Carla, so again, you can see the water coming into the yard by this tree. Show you that the wind here is probably around 35 miles per hour, steady. And again, we are right on the coast, so as the crow flies in Mobile, it may not be that terribly bad. But again, I don't think we'll have much in the way of rain here, if at all. But I do think we'll have water push from the north wind as the storm pushes forward. That north wind should wrap around, even though the precipitation has moved to the north and to the east. I think that north wind will drive more water into this direction as the tide rises throughout the day. Anyway, so again, much love and respect to anyone in the Pensacola to the Big Bend area of Florida. If you're keeping up with this, I can only imagine your anticipation for what's to come here at around 12 to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock p.m. Stay safe. Keep your eyes open. Seek shelter when this eye wall comes ashore. When this eye wall comes ashore, for a short period of time, it's going to be like a tornado, and it is going to wreak havoc on the Panama City Beach area. So please be safe on this one. This is an amazing storm, 929 millibars of pressure. That's historical right there. 145 mile an hour winds, almost a category 5. Everybody be safe here. This storm is a monster. Hurricane Michael will be something that we'll all remember. Hopefully we remember it by its beauty and strength and not by the destruction that it caused. So I'll see you again as the day progresses. If it doesn't get much worse at all here, I might just say, hey, that's kind of it for me, and then watch what's going on in Florida. But if you have property here in Dauphin Island, I know you keep up with it. If you do, or these videos, it seems to be okay at this point. I think on the west side we'll have the most water coming across the road. I think the houses over there will be built up enough to be pretty safe. On the north side, this north wind may push water into the lower built houses, like per se, like maybe this one that's not on stilts next door could have some issues, but those that are on stilts should be okay. Anyway, thanks so much, and Carla, thanks for coming to film. If you saw the videos last night, the water was not, or it is not as high as it was, but as the tide is rising, that water should come up. This again, I'm looking at my west at this point. You can see the clouds. There's some blue in the sky, and again, this is the western side of the storm, so that would be Mississippi and where Mikey's located. So what's up, Mikey? Appreciate the weather forecasting on this one. And then again, looking through underneath the house, that is my south. Those are my two little ones.
There's a baby caterpillar.
You all right?
Look, there's a baby caterpillar. It's right there.
All right. So they're enjoying the weather as well. So all is well here in Dauphin Island. But again, be safe in the Florida Panhandle. I can only, again, imagine what's going on there at this point in time. Stay tuned. If it gets worse, I'll do another video. If it stays this way and kind of abates a bit, this may be my last one. And I'll be watching intently on what's going on in Florida. An amazing storm, this Hurricane Michael. The best of luck and best wishes to everyone in the Big Bend area of Florida. Again, that is where I am located, the blue dot to the left of the projected path arrow. There's not much room for the storm to wobble and really any direction at this point. So I wish everybody well in Panama City and surrounding areas. Click a like below, subscribe below, share the video, and thanks so much for watching. Stay strong, stay out of the weather, and be safe. Thanks again.